Hey, what is going on, everybody? Obesity Prime here, and today I'm going to bring you my Shaco Support guide. I'm going to do the best that I can to give you my knowledge, my tips and tricks to help you succeed as AP Shaco in the bot lane as a support champion. He is fairly good. He does have his limitations, of course, like every other champion. But if played right, he can really excel. He can really become a pain. And at some points in some games, I've become the AP carry. So yeah, I'm gonna do my best to give you my insight on my thoughts and play styles of AP Shaco, and hopefully you can learn from it and improve yourself. So without further ado, let's get started.
For my next trick, I'll make you disappear. Now you see me, now you don't.
Alright, so let's get started with this ugly ass chart I created. I only created it because I could provide some more value in the type of skill order that I go. The one on the left is generally the one I go majority of the time, and that is maxing your E first, followed by your W, and followed by your Q, and of course you will always take your R whenever possible. The one on the right is more of a slight deviation, in which case I will throw about 2 points before level 10 into my box just to make it a little bit stronger and to give me some more CC depending on the matchup. But other than that, yeah, you're gonna always go E first for that execution damage, which can help you snowball, especially once you start getting a couple kills and some more AP. And just to put this out there, you will always start W first, and then your Q, just in case you get level 2 ganked, you have an option to escape. And then yeah, from there you just follow the route that you want to go. So let's go ahead and jump into the runes now. Alright, so when it comes to the runes, you really only have 2 runes as AP Support Shaco, and then it's going your domination tree or your sorcery tree. So let's go over the domination tree real quick. In this tree, I tend to go Dark Harvest, but you can also go Electrocute if you want, but my preference is Dark Harvest. Moving down the line, I will go Sun and Impact. You can also go Taste of Blood if you want, that is also fine, but Sun and Impact for me. And then since you're a support and vision is key in this game, for my third option I will always go Zombie Ward. If you feel like you can get a lot of kills, go ahead and go Eyeball Collection, it'll make you stronger. And lastly, you have the option between Ultimate Hunter, Indigenous Hunter, and Ravenous Hunter. Whichever you prefer is ultimately fine. Next up is your secondary tree. Now here's where things get a little different. So normally I go Inspiration, and you have the option between Hourglass or Biscuit Delivery, and with your final one being Cosmic Insight. And then for your what are these extra, whatever they're called, I always go this particular order. I get the CDR, one in Adaptive Force, and then depending on the matchup and threats in the game, Magic or Defense. Now here are some other options you can go as your secondary. You can either go Triumph or the other mana one with Coup de Grace. Yeah, either one of those, it's up to you which one you want. For sorcery, you can go Mana Flow Band into Transcendence. That'll help you a little bit with your sustain as well. And lastly, if you want to go into the Resolve tree, let's see, I would go Bone Plating and probably Unflinching for the Tenacity. So now on to the second tree, and this is probably the best one to go, and I'll explain why. This is sorcery, and you start with Comet, and you move into your Mana Flow Band, and you can go Nullifying Orb if it's double AP bot, but other than that, Mana Flow Band into your Transcendence, which gives you your cooldown, and then Gathering Storm I prefer over Scorch, just because in lower elo the games tend to go a little bit longer. And in this case, I always stay on Inspiration for the Biscuit Delivery and Cosmic Insight, because Biscuit Delivery gives you 150 extra mana once you use it, plus your 5% CDR, plus your 10% CDR when you hit level 10, 200 more mana, 250 more mana, plus your CDR here, which means by level 10 you should have 20% CDR and about 400 mana, which then works well with the item build for Support Shaco. So let's jump right into that now. Alright, so since you're support, you're pretty much always going to start your support item and 2 pots. And on your first back, at least for me, I always go Sapphire Crystal and the Charmed, which helps with my mana problems. It really does. So let's start off the build, starting with the Comet rune page. So yeah, you'll have these items basically by the time you start building, and you're going to go into your GLP. So this GLP will give you, once you're completed and you're past level 10, your 40% CDR, which is super nice. With just one item, you're pretty much maxed out with your CDR, and that's a big problem. Plus the 600 mana, I mean, you shouldn't have that much problems anymore. And with Transcendence, any more CDR goes over the cap, you get bonus AP, which is nice, because your next item will also give you some CDR, which is Hourglass. I think Hourglass is a great one, especially if there's a lot of AD. That really helps. And so those, I would say, are pretty much your 2 core items. And then here's where things get a little different. You have the option, in my opinion, to go one of these 3 or 4 items. You can go your Leandri's Torment, which is great. When it comes to your boots, I believe, I tend to go Sorks, but if they are stacked 4 AP and 4 AD or just super like fed, maybe consider going the counter with the Ninja Tabbies or Merc Treads. But pretty much, yeah, this is pretty much it. I think if you have the possibility, you can go Death Cap instead of Leandri's Torment. That will make you a little bit squishier, but a lot stronger. Or you can always go Morellos if they have a lot of healing. Those 2 are great. It'll give you more health so you can survive longer, so you could do something like this. And I think that's pretty good. I mean, what else? What more do you want? So next up is your Dark Harvest rune page, and this is more of your burst page. You're gonna have the same starting items. You're gonna have your Sapphire Crystal and your Charm as well on your first back, but then you start building into your Gunblade, and then this will give you some more burst. And then of course you want to get some CDR items, so I would recommend 4 more burst to go into, what is it, Luden's Echo, right? Yeah, Luden's Echo. That'll give you your 20%, putting you back at 40. Well, actually not at 40. Around maybe 25, and then, you know, your Death Cap, Torment, Morellos, Void Staff, whatever you need to supplement yourself and get in there and do some real damage. But there's insane burst numbers here. Look at this, almost 300, 150. This increases your damage plus the burn, plus, you know, your execute, assuming you execute, plus your Dark Harvest stacks, plus ignite. Yeah, you're gonna be popping off. Alright, so let's start off how you start the game. So this is how you start the game. You're generally going to run into your forest. You want to scout a little bit, and you're going to give your jungler 1 box. That's what I give the motherfuckers, and that's all they deserve. 1 box around 52-second mark. That gives plenty of time for them to for the box to attack the monster, and it does, I think, about 400 damage, which is better than you just sitting there throwing your cheap ass autos, because now you gotta go set up. So I did mention this damn phone. I did mention this in one of my older videos on how to set up for the cheese. So here it is again on the bot at 113, 115 time range. Let's just say 114. You place your box there, you hide in the shrub, and then you're gonna place your second box at the top. And then you have 2 options here. You can go ahead and try to place a third once the last minion wave comes. You can just throw it somewhere in the middle, or you can try and time it once they walk into one of these preset boxes. So like, say they're running up along the wall, you can just walk up and throw a box right behind them, so they'll end up running into that one, and then you go and you fight them and they'll run into that one. It's a whole mess. So here's an example of it. And keep in mind, they can also come from the river as well. So that's what the first example is. So we're set up. This is from an older video, these examples, but you can see the concept here. So they came from the river this time. They hit that box. I could have dropped the box there, but instead I waited, and now Kog'Maw gets double feared, and we get this kill right here. Blew their summoners, got a kill. It's always great start. It helps. And here it is from the normal perspective. They'll walk forward like that and hit that box, and you could drop another one there while Aphelios was attacking the box. But again, I waited, and this time I got Thresh, who also got double feared. Took their summoners. That is me, baby. And here it is on the other side. Those orange arrows show other possible spots to place the first box around the 13-14 minute mark. And again, same concept. When they walk into the box, throw another one, fear them, kill them. and that's how it goes. So now I'm going to show you some tips and tricks on how to use your Q to self gank or to get away on top of your R, and possible spots to use that. So there you go. You can engage over your rock and disengage. You can also engage from there if they're putting wards in your bush. And here's a new one I saw. So you got to get this one right, otherwise I can show you what happens when you get it wrong. But it's a good way to poke from the other side. Gank from the other side. So if you mess up, you get that, or you don't go anywhere and you look like a fool. But so here's what it's supposed to look like. You go over the top, and you can see the tower range. So you have that little triangle gap, and that's what you really want to maximize. Here's it again. This one was slightly better mess up. You got a little bit more distance, but that's not what you want. You want to clear this entire rock so you can get right in there and see the line. You have that little triangle space, and you can throw a dagger. You could place a box, and you could possibly get a overstayed ADC. Here it is again. That was a clean one. Here it is messing up. You take a tower shot. So yeah, you want to go all the way up and then Q over the wall, and that's how you can gank from the back. Same thing works on the other side. Go all the way up, Q to the side. And now here's your R examples on how to get out of some sticky situations. So you're in the pit, you can R over and get out that way. Same thing applies with your clone going in. Or, well, actually this is you going in, and then here's your clone. And trying to get your clone in there is a little bit harder, so I do suggest going into practice tool and practicing all these spots, because they can save your life in the game, or you can just R and die. So yeah, here are all the spots on both sides of the map, and yes, of course, it does work with the Rift as well. Going in and going out. Okay, now I want to talk to you about the two factors that will help you succeed. And number one is to know your ADC, the champion, and the player. It doesn't matter if they're playing the S tier ADC champ if the player behind the champion sucks balls, okay? You have to gauge within the first, 4 or 5 minutes how your ADC is going to react. Are they going to play aggressive? Are they going to play aggressive and int? Are they going to play super passive to where you're basically just getting shoved under tower the whole time? Are they going to play off you? Are you going to have to play off them? There's a lot of things you have to gauge and understand if you want to win the matchup. You also need to know their ADC and what their ADC excels at, and if their player is good or not, if they're going to be passive, if they're not, mentally there. Your main goal is just to protect your ADC during the laning phase. And here are the main spots. You always want to have one up near the river side and one in the bush. These are all viable spots because you want to also disengage from ganks. So if Thresh walks through the bush, he gets feared, he gets pushed back. If he tries to flash over that, hopefully there's a box, right underneath the ADC like here, to where they will get feared. You could put one in the river to stop ganks, and these are just examples right here with this vein of an ADC that knows what they're doing. Every time I queued in, no matter how far down I had to run it, she was always there to pick up kills, and that's how we snowballed this particular game. So yeah, and just try to make smart plays. You really think about it. And the next one is know your matchup. Is the team you're going up against really self-sustained like a Soraka with Caitlyn with her fleet footwork? Is it CC heavied? Is it poke heavy? You gotta know these things, and you gotta play accordingly. Know when to give up some CS. Know when to back off. Show some respect to their hard engage, such as like a Leona Draven combo. You definitely gotta respect it, and set your boxes up in a nice way to protect mainly your ADC, because you can usually get out of it with a a Q, and I always go flash. You can go like exhaust as well, but yeah, so you have a Q and a flash to get out of sticky situations. And so the third one is also another big one, but it's your support. So you have the most downtime compared to every other lane. So your main goal is to, yes, look at the damn minimap. It's right there. If it's not big enough for you to look at, make it bigger somehow. Put a magnifying glass over it. do something and look at your minimap. See, you can see right now, Jax is top. Not Jax, Zach is top. So that means we're safe enough to play slightly more aggressive. You gotta know where the jungler is. You gotta make sure top is in the top lane, mid is in the mid lane. What champions are there? If it's a Shen top, you know he's gonna ult. He's gonna ult somewhere during your possible bot engage, and end up making it a 3v2 and screwing you over unless you burst them down real quick. That is always a possibility. Is it a Talon mid? You know he's gonna roam all the time. Is your teammates pinging it out? If they're not pinging out missing enemies in their lane, that's where you come in. You ping that out, ping that shit out. Let your team know you're supporting. So support them best way that you can. Next up, I would say, let's see here. Don't be afraid to gank either. You can run around and make plays in other games. The best time to do this is either when you know your ADC's really ahead and can easily solo, even 1v2 the bot lane. You can leave and you can go make ganks. You can help your jungler. You can help gank mid, or if they're backing, you can always try and to see if there's anything that looks good in the mid lane. And yeah, keep your wards up. That's another one. You gotta keep your wards up. I always go the trinket, just because I like to clear it. Plus I go with zombie ward, so by clearing them I always get a ward anyways. So yes, you gotta clear wards, set wards, look at the minimap. Vision is key. That's why I go that particular run. And just try to make smart plays. You want to be where the objective necessarily is. So alright, you never know, players are dumb just like that. So yeah, you want to be around objectives. If you're bot lane with no tower, like in this example, see, there's no what is Kennen doing over there? Baron's up, we're over here, we have the lead essentially. I guess he decides to TP when Renekton is coming to split push. But anyways, we ended up getting this kill here, this wipeout. So he got lucky. If we would have lost that and then TP'd in that late, Renekton would have definitely gotten both those towers. So you gotta think about objectives. Your support. So you're not necessarily gonna do that much damage. You could still do damage, but you won't be doing that much damage unless you get fed. And then just try to make smart plays. I mean, that's pretty much. Your mechanics do help. They really do help you in the game, but also game knowledge in the early game is what's going to help you. It is okay to die in lane. It is okay to lose lane. It's okay to get shoved under tower and get dove repeatedly. It's okay. Unless the rest of your team is not picking up the slack and helping win in other areas of the map. Whether that's taking objectives or getting kills on the top and mid laner. Alright, someone has to be picking up the slack if your bot lane is taking all the heat. Alright, if not, then you're just gonna lose, and it's okay to lose games, guys. It's okay to lose. You're not always gonna win. Like this Draven, he's not gonna win. So without further ado, that's pretty much it, guys. Just go to the practice. Practice mode. Practice some of these things. Learn your timings. Over time, you will get better. Just stay on it. I mean, I'm closing in on 2 million mastery points with him, and I still got a lot to learn. I feel like, mostly with game knowledge. So yeah, just keep trying to improve at these things, and you will get better. I mean, if your ADC wants to be a toxic little shit, just mute them. It's okay. They're just as useless as you. It's a team game. And you win bot if they win bot, or in some cases maybe you're just the one who's gonna win bot. So yeah, I hope this guide was somewhat helpful in some ways. I can sit here and rant for 50 minutes, but that won't do much of anything, and wasting your time is not part of my ordeal. So without further ado, guys, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Booyah!